Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to your reading for the new moon in Cancer. Um, there is a lot to be said right now about the energies and the forecasts and the feelings and the sort of weight of feelings. And what's really coming through clearly with Cancer is that I've recorded this video a few times, which I normally don't do, and there's a challenge in expressing yourself that is going to feel monumental and also kind of a relief at the same time. This funny juxtaposition with Cancer, the hard exterior of the shell and the soft interior, of having so much feeling and so much to feel, but also having a very thick shell and not necessarily being really open and being really forward about expressing it. And what's coming through for the new moon right now is that it's not really a time to force that. If you're not feeling like you're able to express yourself fully in a really open kind of way, but you can express yourself in a quieter sort of way through writing or through small gestures to people that you care about, small gestures of gratitude to the earth, to people around you, um, it's really going to go a long way. And so, what's really coming through for this new moon in Cancer is a lot about how you're choosing to show the other people that you care, because Cancer is very much a nurturing sign, very involved in the emotional realm, very involved in caring, very involved in um, just love, like a really sort of loving sign. But yeah, I mean, the words care and nurturing are just sort of flashing back and forth. But don't be so hard on yourself if you're not showing your emotions, or you're not expressing yourself, or you're not really articulating yourself in the way that you really feel like you wish you could right now, because of the moon being in this sign and because of us being in Cancer season in general. It's really about the more subtle ways that you can express yourself that really go deep with other people and really speak volumes. And there's a deep relationality that comes with Cancer that puts them in the position of caregiver often, and reflected back on you sort of raises this question of, are you caretaking enough for yourself before you move out into the world and caretake for others? And also, are you expressing your gratitude? Are you really feeling thankful for the people that are around you? Are you really feeling grateful for the people who are helping you out, or who is in your life and what they're doing for you? And if you're genuinely not feeling that way, then it's also a sort of sticky moment to ask yourself why, and ask yourself whether you truly feel supported by the people in your life or not, and whether that feels manageable at all. We're in a pretty intense moment, with the Roe versus Wade stuff going on, and with so many womb carriers feeling so threatened. Um, it's not really, this isn't Pisces season, it's not really about going to the depths of your psyche of all of these feelings. It's more about what feels manageable and what feels tolerable, and what can you weed and garden at this particular moment in time. So I'm going to pull an animal card at the end just to switch things up. There we go. 2 cards at once. Yeah, a lot of masculine energy that's being pretty loud right now. Um, we got two cards here, both in the masculine realm. And the beautiful thing about the Hunter card is it's really about turning towards what freaks you out. The Hunter card is really this card that begs us to feel the shadow behind us and then turn directly at it. You know, it's that moment where somebody's up against the wall and they're getting, you know, hit down, hit down, hit down, and then all of a sudden they kind of just lose it. And it's that sort of enraged moment of waking up and turning towards what's pissing you off, turning towards what's making you feel slow, turning towards what's making you feel beat down, and addressing it, because that's really going to be the only way that it dissipates. You know, you cannot fight something that's behind you. You cannot bring light to something that's behind you unless you're turning your light towards it, unless you're facing it. And so, with the fear that is circulating in the world, especially in the naysayer realm, you know, be really mindful of what you're listening to in coffee shops and in bus stops and in lineups at the grocery store. Don't buy into this bullshit narrative of everything going to pieces, because that's not why we're here at this time. You know, we wouldn't be here at this time if everything was supposed to just blow up or like descend into the Anthropocene of like tragedy. Like, yeah, we're gonna live through some pretty intense times, and I'm not saying that there are going to be some pretty major things that we're going to have to process as a collective, including, you know, natural landscape and all of those things shifting underneath our feet. But the stuff on the ground, the sort of peanut gallery voices day in and day out, you know, be really mindful about what you're absorbing and what you're taking in, because you don't need your fears to be fed right now. You need your fears to be hunted down. And the other one is the beautiful Hermit card. And this is really about, from that masculine yang side, even the most yang energy, even the most intense, fiery energy still takes moments to breathe and to pause. There is no natural thing in the world, in life, that goes constantly without stopping, except for maybe water. You know, like, all plants have seasons where they're not growing as much and they're still alive, but they're not going off all the time. And so this is almost a begging herald that if you haven't taken the time for yourself to process, and if you haven't taken the time to feel something, if you're just trying to push on through, it's going to be very challenging. But if you can give yourself this space, and you know, this doesn't have to look like meditation, it's not a literal card. This could be anything that it allows you to be contemplative. You know, sometimes it's going to water and just watching a river, or listening to the river, or watching the ocean, or doing something that allows you to move your hands, like being in the garden or using a needle and thread. And you know, these are examples from my own life. So whatever you do in your life, or whatever you can give yourself permission to do in your life to allow that little bit of pause, is really going to help this awareness that is coming in for a lot of people in really intense ways. The word ascension symptoms might be worth giving a Google, because there are a lot of people who have been jolted awake with this Roe versus Wade, with the news in North America about the threat and loss of abortion rights, and sort of policing of women's bodies. And so give yourself that space to listen, and also to know that it's not weak to pause. Taking time to pause, you know, it's not a weakness. It's not a sign of loss of strength. It's a sign of well executed balance, I guess. Okay. And it's just funny, I keep getting the call to pull these cards, but then they're like, not yet, not yet. So we'll pull one of the chrysalis cards. Yeah, self-expression. Cancer season is not um it's an expressive time in a very different way. And so if you can get a little quieter and listen to the ways in which you're being expressed to and being asked to express from your own body and from your own self, you might learn a lot about um, love and connection in a very different way, because cancers are always kind of coasting underneath the radar and really don't want to be like thrust into the center of everything. And so they've had to learn how to navigate emotion and feeling and expression in a very different way. And so stay open to that, and stay open to that possibility of unique forms of expression through the new moon and the rest of the month. Hmm. Interesting. So this is a crossroads card. It's often about needing to leave things behind and make a decision, but we got it in reverse. And so, whatever situation you are managing right now, or whatever it is coming up as relational a little bit, relationships, but whatever gut feeling you have about this decision and about the situation, the answer is yes, and it's already been decided. There is no crossroads anymore. There is no going back. There is no going towards. This is a completely different road that you are now on, and it has been decided for you. And maybe it's been decided for you because you were willing to make the intention and take the step towards something that you knew was going to be better. Or maybe the universe is intervening, but it really is meant to be a um, nurturing step and a loving step towards things that will make everything easier for you in the future. And depending on where you are in your alignment with yourself and the phase of your life that you're in, this could come as a great relief, like a huge weight off your shoulders that, oh my gosh, I don't have to decide this. It's already been decided and everything is going to come to fruition in the next couple of days. I don't really have to worry about it anymore. Or it might come as a shock and a wow, I really didn't expect that to change underneath my feet so quickly, and it really did. But point being is that the energy in this card is really about there not being a lot of decision. These scrolls have already been written, it has already been decided, and all you have to do to make it as easy as possible as you can on yourself is to let go and to trust, the world and the universe. We're human beings. We are meant to be happy. We're not meant to be suffering all the time. We all do suffer. We are all equal parts, dark and light. We really are. There's no more than one than the other. Some people have been given very different challenges in their lives, but ideally and holistically, we are meant to experience joy and experience happiness. And so, if that's been feeling very far from you lately, this hopefully will come as a eject or a sort of quick change to allow your life to shift in a way that will make things easier moving forwards. Okay, now for the animal card. Interesting. Ooh. Very maternal card. Water, um, you know, in traditional indigenous wisdom on Turtle Island, so in North America, women are the water keepers and men are the keepers of fire. And this card could not be more water centered. Orcas are also one of the only, like they keep a very different, for whale families, and they're technically sort of giant dolphins, but you can leave a marine biologist to describe that a little bit more eloquently. But they keep a very different family system than the other marine mammals. And so allowing your maternal instincts to guide you. You know, even if you identify as male, um, the maternal instincts in the sense of care and nurturing and keeping a garden alive or keeping a puppy alive or whatever it is, you know, keeping your succulent alive. Allow that instinct of care to guide you through the rest of this month and really through most of July as well. Um, because we're undergoing a massive shift, and this threat to that maternal choice right now in North America um, is sort of it only touches the surface of where we're going. And so this is what we're heading towards, this deep surge of maternal influence. And for a lot of us, that's also going to mean discussing or internally turning towards or reflecting on the relationships that we have with the maternal figures in our life, or maybe the absence of the maternal figures in our life, and looking towards reading or examples or other people that we value to be able to understand how we can administer care in a more on the ground way, like how we can administer care in a way that allows us to really demonstrate this sense of maternal presence, because it has been pushed down for so long, and this is where we're going. So that is all I have for you for the new moon in Cancer. Please like and subscribe and share this video. This is only going to YouTube, which is going to be a totally different story. So we'll see how that goes. If you would like to donate to my readings and allow me to eventually do just this and all of my energy work full time, there's a link in the description box below for PayPal. And if you came from Instagram and you found your way to this link on YouTube, I certainly applaud you, because I have made an energetic shift in how I'm doing my videos. And so if any folks have converted to or sort of made the leap to watching this video on YouTube, please drop a comment, because I'd love to know that you're here. And otherwise, I'm super grateful for your presence as usual. Much blessings to you all, and happy new moon in Cancer.